I think what enrages a lot of people about Meghan Markle is that she tries to kind of present herself as Diana 2.0, and that's simply not the case, is it?
It's not the case. I mean, Diana was very isolated. Diana's biggest mistake was falling in love with her husband and really feeling like the fairy tale was true, or hoping it was true. And when it comes to Meghan Markle, her husband is madly in love with her. Her husband has sacrificed everything for her, including a very tight family, a protective bubble, a team of advisors that are much smarter than the both of them, you know, publicists and people that helped them navigate the world and stay as popular and relevant as they were when they were together within the royal fold. Diana was alone, and she really, I mean, you saw that in some of the photos that were taken of her. You read that in Diana, Her True Story. She was kind of alone on an island. Even her advisors, she didn't feel like she could really trust, because their ultimate objective was to protect the monarchy, not her. And I feel like Meghan Markle is a dishonest person who isn't very kind, and that is why I don't really support the Sussexes. And I think there was an authenticity to Princess Diana that Meghan severely lacks too. And also, like, Diana's ultimate objective was for Prince William to get on the throne. It really truly feels like Harry and Meghan are out to destroy this family and to destroy this beautiful piece of history.
And the authenticity issue with Meghan Markle really is a big one, because like that's her favorite word. Oh, it's authentic. This is authentic. I am authentic. It's like this weird projection that she has. She's trying desperately to present herself as this authentic person, but really she's nothing like it. I mean, I remember when they did that terrible Oprah interview a few years ago, and they had that shot of her in like this big kind of palatial American house feeding chickens in a chicken coop and going on about how they're our rescue chickens, and this is authentic. Meanwhile, people around the world were in lockdown and unemployed, and she's claiming to be authentic. I mean, do you think that's another thing that really irritates people about Meghan Markle?
Yeah, because I live in Los Angeles, and in the middle of that Oprah Winfrey interview, we were being ticketed by cops that would pull over and ticket you if you were wearing a mask while walking your dog outside. So to have Meghan Markle sitting in this beautiful backyard with Oprah Winfrey complaining about, titles and tiaras, when we really felt like we were in jail, not only did it feel like we were in jail, people around us were dying and we couldn't work, or we weren't making the money that we were before, because so many people in this city are freelance. And I mean, I'm a bad example. Think about the people in middle America that really had it tough. But California was extremely strict when it came to the lockdown. And it's Harry and Meghan's lack of self-awareness that gets them in trouble constantly. I know we're going to talk about this later, but Pat Tillman is another great example of that, this Pat Tillman Award. Harry and Meghan seem to not know when they cross the line, and when their actions or their behavior is just so unacceptable. Releasing a statement about a car chase, a nearly catastrophic car chase that we later found out was like highly exaggerated.
Yeah.
It's just like that's just
Poor
so
taste.
gross, considering the fact that we lost your mom in a car chase. I could give you 20 different examples, but it is a lack of authenticity that I think that people reject when it comes to Meghan Markle. Think back to the Ellen interview where she's like sucking the baby bottle and squatting and trying so hard to be silly. And all we've really seen of her at that point, aside from Suits or any of her Hallmark movies, is a really angry woman sitting on the Oprah Winfrey set. It's just, we're not going to accept that. She did everything backwards almost. Like, she should have sat down with Oprah 20 years from now. Okay. But her vengeance was too soon.
Yes. And sort of it's weird. It's sort of a vengeance From what? I mean, from all the reports, the royals were very kind to her. They were very accepting. You know, they tried. She goes on about how, oh, I didn't get any training. Well, she had 6 months of Duchess training from a very high up former aide to
Daisy, there's a little tea house that's in Pasadena, north of me, that and the man Earl there that runs the tea house has a little spot where Meghan Markle came to see him while she was dating Prince Harry and learned how to have tea in case she had tea with the Queen. Like, she didn't get training. Girl, Earl's got this security footage of you in there enjoying tea, learning tea in case you sat down with the Queen because you were dating Prince Harry. I mean, so many, again, authenticity also comes with honesty. And, you know, how many things has she told us? How many things has she said out loud? Like when she sat in that chicken coop saying she was secretly married to Prince Harry before her wedding. And the Archbishop was like, actually, that's completely inaccurate and illegal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that it blows your mind that, and here's why I think she thinks she can get away with it, because she could forever when she was hustling, when she was a nobody and she was writing like these publications herself saying, I want to go to Malta. That's where my heritage is. Let me go to Malta for you and cover. Nobody questioned her because she was so irrelevant. Well, now she's on the map because she's with Prince Harry and people are looking into her background, asking real questions. But for the first almost 40 years of her life, as she was desperately trying to get in the tabloids, sitting down with people saying, oh, look at my DMs from Ashley Cole, you know, she could get away with a lot of stuff because she was just a nobody and people were doing her favors.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She was so royally exposed when she came onto the big stage, when the lies just started to stack up. I mean, I remember the Daily Mail released after the Oprah interview, there was something like 17, you know,
17
provable untruths. It was like, as you say, the lack of self-awareness is extraordinary. And look, just before we go to a break, there's also a big school of thought out there that Meghan Markle really manipulated Harry by emulating his mother, Princess Diana. I mean, Meghan reportedly wore a similar perfume to Diana on their first date. She's also apparently told Harry that Diana literally speaks to her from beyond the grave. I mean, what's your take on that school of thought? Do you think Meghan has done that?
I do believe she's done that. Otherwise, Prince Harry wouldn't tell us every time he has a camera in his face how much Meghan is like Diana. But that's also a PR trick. That's them trying to convince us that we should like Meghan because she's so much like Diana and we all universally love Diana. But, you know, I heard that Meghan spoke, or Meghan, what I had heard is that Beatrice told a friend that she overheard at the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, Meghan tell Harry that Diana had spoken to her during yoga that morning and was really happy that they were there and felt like that they should be there. So, I mean, through the grapevine, even royal commentators are hearing stories like this.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty extraordinary. But I think Meghan Markle is a pretty unusual human being. I think unusual is probably a good way of describing her. But look, she gives us endless content and endless points of conversation. So I guess that's one thing we can say about her.